Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, let's get started. So as we said, Echoes down here. I'm not gonna rank the Pokemons individually because I feel like that doesn't really make any sense. A few characters even on this list, uh, I am not gonna rank due to like never actually getting any experience playing against them whatsoever. But it's less characters this time around than prior. But I still won't rank Bayo, Robin, and Sonic. Those three characters I won't. I won't rank. Uh, but everyone else on this list, I intend on ranking. I know last time I did this, and then I mentioned at the end, and people are like, "Oh, I was hoping, was waiting for this character to get ranked." But everyone on this list, I intend on trying to rank. So hopefully, we will be able to pull that off. All right, let's see. All right, we're starting with worst in the game. Actually, I might switch placements within tiers, but yeah. Kirby, F tier. I will say that I actually don't think characters in this game are as bad as people portray it, but currently I think Kirby is the worst. Uh, Horrible aero mobility, which, hurt his neutral game, hurt his recovery, but mainly he has like no great way of getting in. And even his throw combos gets destroyed by so many platforms that if you grab someone in forward throw, like your combo gets interrupted. So yeah, Kirby F tier for sure. Kinky Roll also deserves to be down here. Imagine Reddit was wrong. Kinky Roll's down throw is not a kill confirm at 50, but sometimes things don't end up the way you thought. But yeah, Kinky Roll, super big, bad frame data. His recovery is way worse than people originally thought. Overall, just a gimmick, trash character for the most part. King Carol clearly deserves to be in F tier. Isabelle, I'll probably put here as well. Maybe bottom of E tier. Doesn't matter too much. This character feels very gimmicky. Her traps are not too good. Actually, I feel like with a little bit of experience, you can like relatively easily play around. Her traps. I can still see, you pulling off some like decent win with Isabelle. Like it's too many characters for your character to have awful matchups across the board. But yeah, Isabelle, not a good character. Not a good character. King Funk in shambles. Poor King Funk. He wanted King Key rolled so badly. But sometimes that's how it is. Little Mac, also very bad character. Little Mac actually can work a little bit better as, a counterpick character. Because if you have a random Little Mac, not that I encourage you to have Little Mac as your secondary, but if you do, then people might, not ban FD. And Little Mac is way stronger on FD than other stages. So at least it has like a little bit of a surprise factor that. But overall, still very bad. If you get thrown off the level, you're dead. You can't challenge people in the air, so you get platform camped all the time, or you should be at least. But I feel like the FD surprise counterpick, as if you have him as a secondary, I feel like that's probably enough to actually carry him out of F tier. Still a very bad character, though. Still a very bad character. Zelda is probably gonna end up in this tier somewhere as well. Overall, Zelda feels very, very bad in every Smash game. And this is probably her best game, which is very sad because I still feel like she's not a very good character. Also, like, yeah, a lot of gimmicks all around, and nothing truly amazing with this character. Maybe some optimizations with Phantom could help the character a bit, but yeah, overall, I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing. Same thing with Bowser Jr. I know some people are like, oh, but Bowser Jr., he's like quite good. Honestly, like I was trying to watch this pretty good Bowser Jr. player at Albion, and he was pretty good, but honestly, I feel like his side B is much more of a gimmick than he made it out to seem. Same thing like a little bit with Brood doing certain things with Piranha Plants. Like I feel like Bowser Jr.'s side B, you can like shield on reaction. You even like get pushed back when you start the side B. Like even online, I feel like I can react to that move practically every time. So offline, I feel like yeah, that move is for the most part just a gimmick. But he did get great mileage out of it, and it's possible I underrate the move, but for the most part, it felt like it was people's inexperience avoiding that move, and then they were eating 50 damage. But I feel like a lot of those like 50-60% damage that he did receive or did give, I feel like those wouldn't actually work against an experienced player. I could be wrong though. If I'm wrong about that move, that actually changes quite a lot. But I feel pretty certain that yeah, he's for the most part just kind of gimmicky. What else do we have? I feel like Corrin is going to be in this tier somewhere, which makes me sad because I like Corrin's moveset overall. But this character, the main issue is like, this character is way, way, way too slow. Honestly, it feels like she's stuck in Smash 4 engine and didn't make, the transition to Ultimate properly. You get nothing from grab. Recovery is still pretty bad, even though it got buffed. Hard to get like any real damage output. You don't have like, big true combos for the most part. Pin got nerfed a lot, which I'm not really against. It was over centralizing in Smash 4. But it's like every move is like just worse, it feels like. Worse and way too slow. Please, Sakurai, buff the character. Buff the character. Puff is probably somewhere around here as well. Somewhere in E tier. Struggles a lot against swords. Don't really have the best ground game. Yo, Highlander, thank you for the 6 months with Twitch Prime. So yeah, not really too much of a ground game. Struggles against swords. You do have pretty solid edge guarding, of course, though. But yeah, overall, it's hard to get rests. Falling upper is like one of the few ways. Getting some random cheesy things. But I feel like those are also like, gonna work less and less against good players. So I could see Puff moving up a little bit, but I have a hard time seeing her ever climb above D tier, assuming she stays, the same way. Villager, I would probably say is in this tier too. Of course, a lot of similarities with Isabelle. Some differences with the characters though. I feel like Villager's F smash alone actually like is quite a big deal, because you can actually use it to edge guard quite a few people. I know as Inkling it's actually very scary up B to ledge because of that F smash, but that's like one of many examples. But yeah, overall still a lot of the same issues that Isabelle have. So not really too much to add since we already talked about Isabelle. Since the big picture, they are very, very similar. Plant, also going to be E tier. I will admit that I probably did underrate this character a little bit, but even after analyzing Brood at that Japanese tournament, I still feel like this character is very, very gimmicky, and Brood is just a really good player. Fastest is BM, thank you for the 3 months with Twitch Prime. Like, I feel like against Plant, a lot of it comes down to realizing when you can't hit him due to the spike ball. And I feel like people are way too afraid of the poison, so they like sure you have to respect the poison of course, but I feel like at least in the set I was watching, it was always recovering the same way when you're close to the edge, and it made it very simple for Brood to just like shut down your attempts of getting back to center stage. Um, he still has awful frame data, and his landings are very bad on many moves as well. I feel like, yeah, it was mainly matchup inexperience and Brood being a fantastic player. So, yeah, I could also probably see him maybe move up to D tier, but I still need to see, like, not only results, but, like, stuff that feels more legit. And currently, I do not feel that way. Pit, I would probably put in this tier as well. A very basic character. Don't really have any like explosiveness. It's like a bad version of the other basic characters in this game. And even things like some people that play, Ultimate and are like, oh, but Pit's recovery is so good. It's like, no, you just like react to it, and it's so slow. It's like a 10 times worse version of Inkling's up B, or a way worse version of like Persona up B. It's like it moves so slowly. They just go out and hit Pit. Still, like a lot of the moves are decent. You can in some scenarios have decent damage output, but for the most part you don't have anything that is really good. It's like decent or kind of bad, and that's not really gonna carry you any further than this, in my current opinion. Mewtwo, I feel like he only moves closer and closer to the bottom, which makes me so sad because this is one of my favorite characters in the game. But Mewtwo, still despite the buffs, he still have major flaws, I feel like. He's so light, he dies so early, he's such a big character still. His landing on teleport is like way worse if you compare it to like Palutena, for example. He gets nothing from grab. Yeah, poor Mewtwo. Like, yeah, his back throw, for example, got buffed. His down smash got buffed, but his core issues, they're still there. You still die early. You're still super big. You still get nothing from grab. Feels bad. I really hope they keep buffing Mewtwo. Dr. Mario is probably somewhere in D tier. I actually might be underrating him. Probably a lot of people still do. Like, it is, clear differences to Mario. But overall, the main thing is that his combo game is way, way, way worse, in my experience. But overall, solid neutral. The pills are pretty good. Fair is strong. Pretty linear recovery. Not too much range. Yeah, I know you really like Dr. Mario Fuzzy. Actually, playing your Dr. Mario, I was like, maybe it's a bit better than people say. I could see him move a bit higher. Actually, I feel like it's a lot of people, myself included. Sometimes when it comes to these characters that are pretty similar, but not, quite there, we might have like a little bit too much of a gap between those characters. It also could be that it's like, it's not really too much of a reason to play Doc over Mario. It's not really, Marth over Lucina. Like, a lot of these characters, I feel like that's also partly why. It's like, they don't offer, like, enough to justify playing them over their, other similar counterpart. DK, I'll probably put here in D tier somewhere as well. Also, suffers from the traditional heavy issues, like super big, linear recovery. He's not nearly as, deadly with his Ding Dong as he was in Smash 4. And that, by the way, was so bad. I hated Ding Dong in Smash 4. With Rage, dying at 50. But I still feel like he's not as bad as people say. Like, he still gets okay damage from grab. If you get a grab by the ledge, running off and throwing him off, actually can kill at a decent percentage. Side B can be a scary mix-up to shield break. So, yeah. Still seem currently at the bottom of D tier. But yeah, that recovery, it does really hurt. And I feel like the more people play against him, and the more people get used to edge guarding DK, the more he's going to suffer from that. But currently I would say, yeah, low D tier. Yeah, let's take Incineroar. Incineroar also got, like way back, got some buffs with the recovery. But again, like a lot of the similar issues to DK. Big targets, slow, bad off stage. He does have, like, if you're playing on point with your reads, then Revenge can be really scary. But he's still... I feel like he's a character, if you were playing super, super on point, he probably could go up a little bit. But overall, he still have massive flaws that people are gonna abuse against him. And he does not have enough to make up for it. It's a traditional for big characters. It's hard to design them so they're good without being silly. Who are we gonna take next? Yeah, this is hard. This is hard. I don't know, Sheik maybe? Somewhere around here. I know some people are starting talking more highly about Sheik these days, but I still have an issue with this character. You have horrible damage output. Killing is incredibly hard. Like, sure, she has great ledge trapping, and her neutral is pretty good. I still feel like her neutral is not as good in this game due to, like, parry, for example. So, like, spamming fair is not nearly as good. Needles do not travel that far. It gives very little damage. Yeah, no, Cheek. I really don't see, like, why people are starting to hype her up a lot. I still think she, yeah, pretty much sucks ass. Which makes me sad because I think Sheik is a fun character to play and to watch. Lucas, probably in this tier as well. He's probably one of the bigger question marks on my list. Of the characters I do end up ranking, he's clearly somewhere in the top 5 of the characters I have the least experience against. So yeah, he feels like one of the hardest characters for me to rank. But yeah, he doesn't look too impressive to me. But I might change Lucas in the future. Belmont's probably somewhere around this line as well. I feel like in some matchups they can be very good against slower-ish characters that have a hard time to get in. Their zoning is great. I feel like their ledge trapping is a little bit gimmicky. It's still pretty good, but a lot of it comes down to, like, people going up or going into the holy water, get F-smashed at like 50 and die. But once you have, like, a little bit of experience against that, that's practically never going to happen. They lose badly against Rushdown. They are awful off stage. A lot of characters can, like, jump super far out before they can tether, and it's like, well, then that's over. But could probably work okay in some counterpick scenarios. But overall, yeah. The thing is also that a lot of their moves, you have like such, how to say, like you reach far, but you don't cover like a lot of vertical distance. So it's very hard to hit, especially small characters, and you have to angle your aerials, and even then you still don't reach, or you don't have like a lot of vertical range, only horizontal. So it's a very hard character, I feel, to play as well. Belmont's destroy Cairo. That sadly doesn't mean much when he belongs like arguably down here. Uh, Ganon. I feel like this, yeah, this is a tier with like a lot of the heavies coming out. Ganon. I feel like a lot of the same things I said to Incineroar and Ganon still applies here. Heavy, bad recovery. I feel like he's a little bit more scary though. Like his F smash can actually kill absurdly early if you get, you know, a good read. His side B can be a pretty good threat to shield. He's also, you know, even better when you have people above him because his upper covers so much space. But yeah, overall, slow, combo food, edge guard food. Yeah, D tier is like the noob killer tier for the most part. Ganon, DK, and then Incineroar. Icy's I feel probably around here. Also like probably one of the harder characters to rank. They do have some solid desyncs, but Nana is still an idiot, which really hurts the character. I can never imagine myself maining Ices when you have such an idiot like Nana next to you. Even though she's significantly smarter than Melee, but that sadly says absolutely nothing. I still hope we get to see people optimize the character with desyncs and stuff. Like, could be like much more potential here. Meta Knight probably gonna be in this tier too. Oh, feels very underwhelming for being Meta Knight. He still obviously have a lot of jumps, which means off stage he's gonna be good, both getting back and edge guarding. Feels like he has pretty bad damage output on average. A lot of his hitboxes don't feel like they're nearly as good as you would imagine. And sadly, you know, his minus 2 weeks before the game came out, Twitter combos, those seared to death, sadly did not make him SS tier. So yeah, Meta Knight's worst showing in Smash, for sure. Cloud is probably going to be in this tier too. I know it was like a little bit of hype regarding Cloud when some Cloud players were starting to do better, but now it seems like it's getting worse again. His limit is so much worse in this game. It only lasting for 15 seconds. It's for the most part pretty easy to play around, especially because it can be very hard to challenge people on platforms. So I feel like you can just camp it out practically always. And without it, he has such a hard time killing. Backer is slow. You don't really have much setups to it. He's very easy to 2-frame. His recovery sucks without limit. Yeah, overall, just not that good of a character. And a lot of his like hitboxes are way worse than in Smash 4. Which is understandable because in Smash 4, a lot of his hitboxes were really good, right? But yeah, overall, D tier. I could see him move up to C tier, but that's at best. At best. Could see Rose in this tier too. This is also like one of those like 5-ish characters that I feel like are the hardest to rank for me because I didn't really play Smash 4 right. And she's not a very, very common pick in this game. It's pretty much the boss, and that's it. But the boss is clearly making it work. So even though I think like, you know, a great player can carry a pretty, you know, mediocre character, it still counts for something. It still shows that it's some type of possibility with the character. And the boss is doing a good job, you know, with his keep away game, controlling Luma, but still feel like it's pretty hard to kill with the character. The edge guard or the recovery is still more exploitable, I think, than people make it out to seem. A little bit similar to like Pit's recovery in that sense. Yeah, Luma dies very easily. In one way, I'm pretty happy though, because Luma is really annoying. So, very cute, but really annoying. But without Luma, Rosalina is way worse, obviously. So, that hurts a lot. I think that's going to be it for D tier for now. We might revisit this tier. We'll see. Ridley's probably going to be in this tier somewhere. He got some buffs to his recovery. His advantage stage is actually really good. Like, all his tilts are amazing. His down tilt reaches very far. His up tilt is so good when you have people above you. His F tilt is good for 2-framing, good for ledge trapping. Quite strong if you get, you know, the tip of it. Upper is really strong too, great for sharking. Nair is amazing for pretty much everything. Like, this character have a lot of good moves. Which, even though he's not as heavy as, like, you know, Ganon, DK, and Incineroar, so he dies a bit earlier, I feel like his moveset just works much better, and he's much more scary to keep people in disadvantage. He still have the benefit as Ganon to have a side B that just beats shield. But yeah, he is fantastic ledge trapping and really good advantage state. But yeah, dies earlier than these characters, and still the issue of being combo food. But yeah, I think Ridley's pretty solid. I think he's pretty solid. You can clearly pull off some upsets with this character. DDD probably somewhere in this tier as well. He feels still to me surprisingly annoying. I might overrate this character. I don't know. It actually might be matchup inexperience on my part, but this character feels so annoying to kill. He never dies. He's so heavy. He always makes it back. He doesn't suffer from, like, you know, the awful recovery aspect that other heaviest do. Gordos are still quite annoying. I don't know. I feel like DDD's... he's alright. He has 100% zoom chance. True. Yeah. Fuck DDD. I hate that character. Samus, probably somewhere in this tier as well. Like, pretty good keep away game. We are seeing results from Samus player. And yeah, Samus, Dark Samus, I know it's slight differences, but not enough for me to really want to separate them. I feel like Samus, it could help a lot if they just made missiles a bit faster. They're way too slow, which hurts the character. Also, the universal nerf against projectiles hurt the character a little bit too, but still an overall solid character. Marth is probably going to be in this tier too. I'm starting to feel more and more that Marth is not as bad as people say that. Even though, yes, it's no reason to play him over Lucina. they still are very similar in many ways, even though, like, you know, strengths of moves and how you know, space your moves, that work differently. But he's still fucking Marth. I still feel like he belongs in C tier for now. So I've closed my gap between Marth and Lucina, even though it's still large. Lucario, aka third worst designed Smash character of all time, next to Hero and Little Mac. We have Lucario. Still have, you know, some jank with all his like aura combined with rage. But overall, like, his charge neutral B does not seem to work as good in this game. Yo, T-Dexo, thank for the 110 bits. But yeah, also overall, like, the aura and like the aura plus rage is not nearly as strong in this game because rage is just like toned down so much. I feel like that's like one of the main factors that makes this character not as scary. Because in Smash 4, oh, I would never want to play against that character. I would never want to play against that character. I know, like, Frostbite was very hyped for people, Zero against Zoo, but as a spectator rooting for Zero, I was like, I'm so mad. Yo, Foesense, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, buddy. Thank you so much, buddy. Toon Link, probably going to be in this tier too. Character I could see climb up a little bit more in the future. We do see some results from him in Japan. Okay keep away game, okay combos, kind of linear and bad recovery, which hurts a bit. Not the best range, especially for being a sword character. So for now, I'm gonna put him in C tier. Falcon, feel like he's in C tier too. I actually got to play this matchup quite a bit at Shine. Yo, Foesense, the 3 months with a tier 2 subscription. Thank you, buddy. Still feel like Falcon is pretty clunky, like pretty sluggish, you know, with his like initial dashes and stuff. Not the greatest character out of Shield. Up B can be kind of good as a mix-up. You still suffer from, what is it people call it? Rock rocking, when you up B people and you get hit by the Falcon's up B on purpose, you wall tech and you just go out and hit him. He really suffers from, you know, his offstage game. It was actually funny when I got to play against Nick at Shine, and he was like, oh, like, this is what edge guarding looks like. It's like, yeah, that's welcome to Melee, dude. Welcome to Melee. Now, but on a serious note, pretty solid character still. He did get some buffs all around. He's solid, but yeah. I feel like if you make him like a little bit faster with his initial dashes, that would help quite a bit. If you remove rock rocking or you like redesign it, that would also help him so much, because that's like just an easy way of getting edge guards against Falcon if you're not too familiar how to edge guard him otherwise. Maybe a little bit easier to connect into knee could help him too. But yeah, pretty solid all around, but not amazing. Now, everyone's most hated character in this game, Hero. I think Hero for now is in C tier. I could see this character go up actually quite a bit though. Hero specials are actually like amazing. Neutral B, side B, menu can be incredibly silly too. But I don't know, I feel like as a top player, he probably belongs here. But as almost a top player, he probably belongs like... I just think the fact that you can like randomly cheese wins every now and then can be very valuable in like best of threes. But I think for DD best players, You don't want to roll the dice. No, this patch, it was basically no changes. So that's why I'm doing a 5.0 tier list already. Is, yeah, practically no changes whatsoever. Yeah, hero, weak to rush down, pretty bad frame data. And the fact that you have to rely on RNG, as the better player, that's very scary. Like, maybe not rely to that extent, but it still will matter, and it still will impact matches. Millie, then, thank you for the 3 months with Twitch Prime. Diddy Kong, I feel like he's a little bit of a sleeper pick right now. I'm actually getting a lot of experience against Diddy Kong as a local player, and he actually is quite a bit better, I feel like, than people say that he is. I could see him move up a little bit more in the future too. I feel like it's probably one of these scenarios where people compare, you know, a former S tier character to like his current version, and then undervalue certain things. Like his banana is still fantastic. And even though it doesn't kill as early, if you're close to the edge, F Smash still kills at a reasonable percentage for sure. Side B, really good to Fred and Shield. Actually can be quite hard to react to at times. His recovery is not nearly as bad as people say. Like, I will call myself very good at edge guarding, but that recovery is actually way trickier to edge guard than people say. So that also helps. You also have the infinite on some stages, so that, you know, you need to be wary of that. I got stuck in the infinite quite a few times, you know, wobbled in my favorite game and all of that. But yeah, solid all around. The thing that keeps him in C tier is that he has quite a few like gimmick setups to him. Like, yeah, me and Nathan were talking about this when we played. Like sometimes if you go for like a non-gimmick setup, you get like okay damage, but then you have the option of going for a gimmick setup that gives you much more, but it's not as reliable since it's gimmick and you can't like get out of some of these scenarios. So that's what I feel like keeps him in C tier, that his best punishes and stuff overall are not really true. But it's still a threat you need to be aware of. So for now, I see Diddy in C tier. I personally do not think he's probably going to move up to B, but maybe at the bottom of B tier at best. Banjo, I'll probably rank once I'm done with all characters, and then, you know, get the overview of all the characters. I still need to think about Banjo a little bit, but we will rank him. Youngling, feel like he deserves to be in this tier too. I never really bought into the crazy Youngling hype that was at the start. And honestly, like the more I played against him, his recovery feels so bad. I know with Inkling, for example, when he up Bs, you can just fall down fair. You don't even have to time it. You just straight up beat it. And there's a lot of moves like that where you can just like press your aerial early and just destroy his up B. Which is very bad. Not that strong out of shield. Not the greatest range. And I feel like a lot of his setups, like the more used to it you get, the easier it's going to be to play around them. Not the best type of grab. I don't know. I feel like he's not that good. Luigi, I feel like C tier right now as well. Luigi does have very deadly punishes, but his neutral is not that good. His recovery is not that good either. But the fact that one neutral exchange can like at times give you like 70, 80 damage, sometimes even killing. That's always really scary, even if the neutral game is not that good. I could see him possibly moving up more in the future, though. Like, he has moved up on my list and a lot of people's lists. Yoshi, he's falling a bit on my list. I still think he's good, and I could see him move up again in the future. His airspeed is really good. His nair out of shield is crazy. You know, double jump armor, which is very, very good. I'll make another example to Inkling. Like, upper upper, you can't like kill with it because he can jump out of it. His eggs are great. His tilts are great. His upper is crazy. So I think, yeah, Yoshi, he's still good. He's still good. But he suffers against like sword characters mainly, I would say. Ness, I mean, Leo lost with Joker one game against Ness. So I guess Ness, he gotta be S tier. Now, on a serious note, Ness, C tier, incredibly strong back throw, which is really good to have. It's always scary. His recovery is not as bad in this game as it might look like at first glance. His up B actually is more annoying to like time and space around. PK Fire can be quite annoying, but it's not that good once you're used how to get out of it. Duck Hunt, I'll put here as well. It's a hard character to rank. We don't see too much Duck Hunt representation outside of Raito, but he's performing very well with the character. I feel like it's one of these characters that are not the most obvious at the start, like how to play the character, how to set up the traps, how to combo, how to ledge trap, but when done correctly, looks like a pretty scary character. Still can be very hard to kill at times with this character. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling C tier for now. Falco, I'll probably put here. Falco's kind of like on the upswing. He's kind of on the upswing again. Pretty good combos, which is actually his like main factor, I feel, to this character. Still kind of sad that, you know, up throw and back throw don't really work as intended, I feel like. He still have, you know, the space issues of struggling off stage. But really good advantage stage. Also, you know, having Shine against, like, it's a lot of projectile characters. So having a Shine in the game also quite valuable. Ryu, quite scary, but overall not as good as Ken, which is why we see more Ken players. Not as fast. Conversions into kill does not seem as good or reliable, but still a good character. But it's a little bit like why play Ryu over Ken for the most part. Yeah, this game does have a lot of characters, and it's actually really hard. It's really hard to rank them. Like, I'm not only going by results. Like, I do refer to results sometimes, but for the most part, it's also like how I feel the characters like moving forward will be like. A lot of people, they're like only looking at results, and they're like, oh, how can this character be this low, or how can this character be this low or this high. Like, if you only look at results, then I feel like there's no point in even talking about characters, right? Because why were we even like you know, making a list where we talk about like, oh, I think this character is good because of this and that. If you're only looking at results, then you should use like, you know, a set data. This is how we count it, and that's it. Because a lot of people, they would be like, oh, like this choice, it's so stupid, and then the same people put King K. Rool as S tier or Meta Knight as S tier before the game came out. So it is a hard thing. I'm not saying my tier list is law by any means. This is just like my current opinion of how I look at the characters, which of course are, you know, they are gonna change. I will change my opinion on probably all these characters, at least, you know, one spot. Wii Fit Trainer. I'm actually still surprised we're not seeing more from this character. I still feel like this character is very, very scary. Keep away game is great. Deep breath, really, really annoying. I actually hate this character. Could be matchup inexperience on my end though. Bowser, best of the traditional heavies in the game. Really annoying to kill for a lot of people, even though his recovery is quite linear. His ledge trapping is really good. You pretty much like mix up with jump fair if you think they're gonna jump, stay in shield and up B if they do anything else. His side B command grab, really, really scary. Up B overall is just like a great out of shield option against so many things. So that's very good as well. He does get conversions from grab too, which already puts you at like a decent damage. His neutral B gives an absurd amount of damage for no reason. His F tilt is very good for 2-framing. But what keeps him away from like even higher up, like even like A tier and S tier, is the traditional weaknesses of heavies. Still a bad recovery. Still, you know, combo food. Link, I would probably put in this tier too. I personally think Link is the best of the Links. I think what helps him a lot is mainly his bomb, actually. His bomb helps so much for when he's off stage. It's very good for ledge trapping if you put it by the ledge, I feel like. And he's quite strong as well in terms of like raw strength. Yeah, I played quite a bit against Link, and I personally feel like he's the best. He's the best of them. Best range, and his bomb I value as the best of them as well. Oh, it's actually getting really hard. It's getting really hard now. How many more characters do we have to rank? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21. All right, 26. Ike, maybe? Yeah, I think I'll go with Ike. His Nair, obviously, fantastic tool, really annoying to play around, especially if you do not have much experience with it. One of the best things people started doing against his Nair is kind of like jump up and interrupt it before it comes out. Because Nair, even on parry, is safe most of the time, which is really, really annoying. And Nair, you know, can lead into the up airs. His recovery is not quite as bad as people say, I would say. Have good range, pretty good ledge trapping. But overall, very slow compared to a lot of the other good characters. So I feel like that's the main thing holding him back. But still a pretty solid choice. Still a solid choice. But it was Leo was making the character look better than he is, in my opinion. And I think at this point, a lot of people would agree. Even though if you said that around Genesis, people would tell you you were stupid, that you didn't believe he was S tier. But Ken here as well. Obviously similar to Ryu. I feel like he's a little bit scarier though. A little bit faster. A little bit easier to get the kills. They both still struggle from a lack of range and one-dimensional recovery. But we are seeing Ken players starting to perform a little bit more. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for this character. Pac-Man, I'll probably put here as well. Seems to be a very annoying character to fight against. I haven't played too much against Pac-Man myself, but I've seen T and Sinji play a little bit, and keep away game is great. I feel like people give a little bit too much respect at times when they're like, charging between the projectiles or swapping between the projectiles or whatever you want to call it. The character can struggle to kill, which is one of the reasons I put the character a little bit lower than maybe some people would. But I could see this character keep climbing. But a little bit like that count, I feel like the character doesn't come as naturally to people as, some of the more basic designed characters. But still looks quite good overall. And all the aerials are actually really good. Their recovery is not quite as bad as some people say. I think that opinion have started to change quite a bit though. But yeah, pretty solid. But I feel like matchup in experience, if you know how to fight against let's say Lucina, it might help you quite a bit against other sword fighters. I feel like Pac-Man is one of these matchups where you really need to know how to fight Pac-Man specifically. So that's a good advantage to have in a game with so many characters. I think Game Watch will be top of B tier. I could see this character move up a little bit, but for now I'm going to put him at the top of B tier. His up B out of shield is incredibly annoying. Unless you perfectly space a lot of aerials, you get up B out of shield. His upper is really good to keep people in disadvantage. And you always have the threat of the 9 as well. His bacon is surprisingly good for ledge trapping. And also, not only up B out of shield, his up B is so good to escape a lot of combos that are true against other characters. I still feel like his fair is not that good. I will admit that it was underrated, but I feel like it's still not that good. His down smash is incredibly annoying as well. And such a good berry. So yeah, that's something you need to keep in mind as well. Yeah, I could see Game Watch keep climbing, but I think he's probably the character in this game that have climbed the most according to most people. That's another one of these, if you said Game Watch was B or A tier when the game came out, people will tell you that you're stupid. But now putting him in B tier might be too low to many people. So I think what I'm basically trying to say is that people should, stay open-minded. No one knows where to rank all the characters. But it's still fun to, talk about our own opinions of how we look at the characters currently. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for B tier for now. I think we're gonna put Rob. I actually got to play quite a bit against Rafi prior to Shine. He got top 8 at Shine. So it's my first time playing as a really good Rob offline. Character very clearly looks good. Great projectiles. Great ledge trapping. Nair is super good. I feel like the main issue with this character is though that he's so big. I could see him lose quite badly in quite a few of the matchups. But overall, great character all around. His recovery is like impossible to edge guard for a lot of characters. His up B, it lasts forever, and he can attack out of it. Yeah, no, I could see this character possibly climb even higher. Greninja, I'll put in this tier 2. Greninja have started to fall a little bit. I never truly bought into like the super hype about Greninja, but he still feels like a good character. Very fast. His setups into up smash can be quite scary. A lot of them even more so because he's fast, right? His recovery is a little bit more annoying to deal with than it might look like at first glance. Yeah, overall a good character, but I think every character above him is a little bit more scary at the very least. Mario put in this tier 2. Actually surprised me. I didn't think Mario was gonna end up this high at first, but honestly, his combo game is incredibly scary. Like at times it feels like you can't do anything. You get like up aired for days, and he just gives you so much damage. Great backer. Fireball is pretty good. Grab follow-ups. Yeah, Mario, he's good. And I'm sure we're going to see much more from Mario moving forward too. Now it's a pick that probably is controversial, but I will do it anyway. Palutena. Palutena is really good, but I feel like her lacking ground movement is hurting the character a lot. On the ground, I feel like you have dash attack or grab, and that's it. Your tilts are not very good. Like yes, you can use down tilt for 2-framing, for example, but like ground movement in terms of like fighting people, like in neutral, not very good. I think side B is like honestly, I feel like side B is very reactable too, but people still fall for it so much. If people used applied just react mentality against Palu, maybe they would dodge her fire more. She's still good though. Her up, like you can't really edge guard this character, which is really annoying. No landing lag on the up B pretty much. Nair is incredibly good. Combos, kills, it does everything for you. But lacking ground movement is the main thing that makes me put Palu this low. Shulk, I'll put in A tier for now. I do think Shulk is really good, and we are starting to see Shulk like perform more. His frame data is pretty bad, which I think is like keeping him away from S tier for now. But he's very scary when you have learned all the Monados, how to combo with them, how to defend yourself. Like, yeah, like his ledge trapping becomes much more scary. Like if you have great ledge trapping and you use the Smash Monado, that's like very scary. Hard character to play, harder than arguably any other character to truly optimize. So this character potential to climb higher. Fox, I feel like I've been falling a little bit. He's still a great character, but he's surprisingly easy to 2-frame, I feel like. His edge guard is his recovery is very linear compared to a lot of other characters. What a lot of people don't do against Fox that is really good. So I'll tell you the secret, right? I'll tell you the secret. How you want to edge guard Fox in Melee with many characters is to do what like Mewtwo King Insane does with Mar, for example. Where you kind of jump towards Fox, and if he side B, you react and hit him. And if he doesn't side B, you jump out and hit his up B instead. A lot of people do not do that. A lot of Melee players still don't do that, even if they do play Mar, for example. But the same strategy that you apply to edgeguarding Fox in melee is very, very useful in Ultimate. So I would like to see people do that more. I know some characters do not have the same tools of going off stage, but a lot of characters can use this. I also feel like stock trading can many times be worth it. If you have like 90% and you have and your opponent, like, let's say you have 3 stocks to 2, you have 90% or 100% and they are 20. If you have an opportunity to stock trade, just take it. Just take it. I think Fox is like one of the few characters where this mentality, it can be good to have. Chrom, current A tier. In 1 month, I assume people will say this character might be the best in the game since Leo have picked him up. But Chrom legit is really good. Really fast, great neutral, great advantage. Overall, fantastic character. But I feel like main flaw, obviously, is his recovery. His up B is very punishable. Like, the thing is, Chrom's up B, it doesn't protect him very well when he moves upwards. With Inkling, for example, if someone tries to up B to the ledge, you can actually throw out an early down smash, and Chrom just gets hit by the down smash, for example. So a lot of characters have like recover edgeguard tricks against Chrom specifically. But overall, still a great character. Roy, obviously very similar to Chrom. Probably a little bit harder to play due to like Chrom do not really have to keep, in mind spacing as much, like, or not spacing, but like how you hit your hitboxes. With Chrom, it's kind of like, oh, if you hit, you hit. With Roy, it depends on like how you hit more. But his superior recovery, I feel like, is enough to justify him being higher. I know Chrom is better in some areas. I would say like his ledge trapping is a little bit better, for example. But overall, Roy has a little bit more flexibility to him, since he's a little bit better off the level, in my experience. Pichu, I'll probably put somewhere around here as well. Pichu is still a great character, but the fact that they made him hurt himself so much more when he's doing moves actually really hurts the character. You have to be much more careful now with when you throw out moves, how you throw out moves. The character is very clearly glass cannon. You die so early, and you can't afford to whiff too many moves because it really adds up quickly with this character. You still have very scary combos, for example, even though they're not as good now since you hurt yourself more. Also a little bit harder time killing, but he's still, small character, even though they increased the hurt box a little bit as well. But still a hard character to hit. Still crazy punishes, great edge guarding, great recovery, even though he's easy to 2-frame, but he'll always make it, back. So that's good as well. Still potential to shine. Wait, I'm not counting Banjo now, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters. I'm wondering if we should put anyone else in A tier or if we should move on to S tier. Another controversial pick maybe, but I think I'm gonna pick Wolf here. I think as time progresses, his recovery, a little bit like Fox, is just gonna be more and more flawed. Also pretty easy to 2-frame. Have a high chance of having high chance of getting 2-framed, high chance of getting edge guarded. Can't really edge guard much himself. He does have great ledge trapping, which is good. His neutral is solid, pretty good damage output, but yeah, combo food, disadvantage being bad. and a little bit harder to kill with the character, I feel like, once people get, you know, used to his ways of looking for kills, like squeezing in the back airs in the corner, people jump into it. Like, I feel like the more people get used to Wolf, the more people are going to be able to avoid it. I could see Wolf climb up to, you know, low S tier again, though. This might... I'm a little bit harsh on Wolf here. I'm a little bit harsh on him. Maybe overly harsh. So... But for now, I'll put him at A tier. Olimar, I'll put in S tier. I know a lot of people, they are like, oh, Olimar, he's so bad now, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like most of us were buying into that bullshit a little bit too much. This character is still good. You just can't like mindlessly spam up smash anymore. He still have crazy damage output, which is really, really good. He's still annoying. Like, how do you say? I know his shield doesn't work properly, which, by the way, they actually should fix because that's poor design. But he's still a small character that's annoying to hit. His recovery being worse, I feel like it didn't end up matter as much as I thought, even though it still matters, of course. Yeah, no, Olimar is still good, and he's one of the characters with still the best results, which gotta count for something when a lot of people perform pretty well with the character, even though they don't perform as well, because he obviously did get worse. Like up smash not being, you know, spammable to that degree, the shield, you know, poking. I feel like Juton, for example, has just gotten better at parry, which is still, that's harder to do, instead of like, oh, I will shield and then, you know, not get hit. But yeah, parry does help, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the shield buff, but I have not taken that into consideration because that's not how it currently works. But yeah, I still think the character is really, really good. Pikachu, great, but I'm starting to think the character is a little bit overrated. It actually, unlike most top players that talk about their characters being very bad, blah blah blah, Isam is actually the opposite of like always talking about Pikachu very highly. And the Pikachu is really good, but I feel like the main issues with Pikachu is that partly he dies quite early because he's not that heavy, right? And it can actually be surprisingly hard to kill with a character. Like, more often than for like most of the S tiers, I feel like Isam struggles to get kills at decent percentages. I will admit that I haven't seen that many matches. So it might be a little bit of like confirmation bias based on the data I have seen, but still is really good character overall. Great loops with the character. Quick attack to get in is incredibly good. It's like very unique tool that is very good for the character. Great edge guarding. He's good at avoiding ledge trapping as well due to the up B. So that's actually a great strength, that he's kind of unique in that regard. Mega Man, I'll probably put somewhere around here as well. Also, like one of the characters we see performing the best in the current meta. Overall, really solid character overall. Great projectile game. Main flaw, I would say, is actually his recovery at times can be quite punishable. But overall, a very good character, despite the nerfs. He's like one of the characters that got nerfed a lot, but still is performing very well. Tweak is gonna hate me here, but I think Wario is legit really good. Fart is so annoying. Like when he has the fart, you can play perfect for a minute and a half, and then you just die. You just die like that. When he has the bike, you can't edgeguard him. His damage output is very good. Bite is one of the best ways to deal with people on platforms. Like a lot of other characters can't really do much, but Bite is like You know, you keep them honest on the platform. Yeah, I think Wario is crazy good, and that's also one of the characters we see perform the best at the moment. We see Gluttony doing really good. A lot of the Japanese players have picked up Wario and perform very well. Yeah, this character is very good. Of course, I can see like some small characters being hard to like land nairs and stuff, but yeah, overall, a lot of great moves. Best comeback factor in the game, except for, yeah, fantastic character. After this, I will put Inkling. I could see Inkling be anywhere in S tier, actually. I think Inkling neutral game is a little bit too one-dimensional to, truly be the best character. And too many matchups, it's actually too annoying to get the kill. Like, if you have reliable up for upper percentages and reliable edge guards, then that's very good. And that's where Inkling shines. But if too many matchups, I feel like it's too hard to get the consistent kills to truly be even higher. But still a fantastic character. I still think this character is very underrated. And I think we are going to see results for Inkling eventually start happening, even though we're not seeing it at the moment. Oh, this is actually so hard. This is actually so hard. People will hate me, but I'm gonna put Joker here. I think Joker is really good, and Persona mode is absolutely fantastic. A lot of his moves in Persona mode is like really scary. Kills very early, like one good read can net, the stocks at very low damage compared to, other characters. But partly, I feel like people are doing a pretty bad job for the most part on two-framing / edge guarding Joker in Persona mode. I feel like Leo gets away way too much with his repeated side Bs when he want to recover, which I do not think is gonna like keep happening to the same degree moving forward. I also think like Joker in non-Persona mode is not nearly as good as people make it out to seem. Still great though, still great, and S tier character, but yeah, I feel like around this placement feels more reasonable for now. PT, I'll put here. Honestly, an amazing character all around too. Squirtle, great frame data, hard as fuck to hit. Really good and consistent damage output. A lot of other characters, like let's say Wario and Inkling, they need those platforms to really extend their combos like much further. Squirtle is very good at extending his combos far, even without platforms, which is very good. Ivysaur, really good zone character, keeping you away, projectiles, range on his moves, upper and downer, still amazing moves. Charizard got buffed quite a bit as well. He's much better now. His Nair is really good. Actually can lead into tech chases for side B on occasion too. Backer is really scary, off stage especially. Swapping is really underrated. A lot of true combos becomes 50-50s instead. So that's also crazy good for the character, and something I feel like people undervalue at times. I also think people overvalue some weaknesses from PT. Like they're like, oh, Squirtle has a hard time killing, but then they never really play Squirtle for kills. A lot of the PTs. Or, oh, Charizard gets comboed at low damage. But it's like, well, they don't play Charizard at low damage. So, some of the weaknesses I feel like is overstated for the characters. For the character. Series Suit, I'll probably put next in line. Probably more of a controversial opinion in the West rather than in Japan. In Japan, I feel like it's much more common to put Series Suit highly than in the West. But this character is actually crazy good. The Series Suit sucks meme needs to die. It needs to die. Flip Kick is legit one of the best moves in the game. It kind of gets you out of disadvantage for free. Isabelle, thank you for the sub, buddy. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Yeah, Flip Kick gets you out of disadvantage for free pretty much. Great bury move. Honestly, pretty much all the moves this character has a great purpose. I think we are going to see more Series Suit in the future. I think we're going to see more Series Suit in the future. I kind of want Nairo to pick the character back up again. Like, I know a lot of people have said Palu might not be the right character for him, and I know he's not been that willing to play Series Suit. But I think it actually could help him a lot. But I haven't really talked to him in detail why he doesn't like the character, or not as much at least. I think this character is amazing though. Grab is the main flaw though. The grab is quite slow, quite punishable. So you gotta play on point with those. Peach, I'll put as current third. Honestly, probably the best damage output on average of any of the top characters. Down tilt, really good. It's really good. I feel like she can struggle a little bit against, characters with long range and stuff. But overall, fantastic character. And she doesn't have the same, like, issues of reaching, like, platforms and stuff as she had in Melee, for example. I think, yeah, really good character. Lucina, I'll put 2. I know this is controversial, but honestly, the main reason I put Lucina here is that for the most part, during this ranking, I'm thinking of solo maining the character, for the most part. And I feel like Lucina, even though she might not have as many winning matchups as some of the other top characters, I feel like she doesn't have as many losing matchups as a lot of the other top characters. So I think for solo maining Lucina, I think that's actually a huge thing to have, like, very few losing matchups. So yeah, I think that's very good for the character. All around, great character too. Really annoying to edge guard. Great ledge trapping. Great advantage stage. I'm very excited to see more of Proto moving forward. I think he very clearly could perform even better in the future. Didn't he have like some kidney stone or something at Evo and still I got 5th? That's actually very impressive. Yeah, I'm very excited to see Proto performing more with this character. I feel like Lucina is the type of character that does, like, not bad against any type of archetype, really. So, as I said, since for the most part I'm thinking solo maining on this list, I think that's a great strength for Lucina. And then, first in the game for now, once again, I will still put Snake. He does have some losing matchups, but overall, really good character. His zoning, his traps, incredibly good. Nikita is out of this world. Having the confirmed kill from down throw is good. Even when it's not a confirm, you still have, like, a tech chase away from, like, great damage. If you always go high, I think his recovery is, like, not as bad as people say. It's also quite tricky to, like, punish him coming down with B reversals, projectiles coming your way. I think Snake is still really good. I think a lot of people start ranking Snake lower only because like the results are not, you know, as extreme any longer. But like, let's be honest, Salem switched character. Salem would probably still do pretty fine with Snake if he's like still play the character as much. And yeah, the other stuff we shouldn't get into really, but yeah, I think this character still have the potential to be the best in the game. Banjo, where are we gonna rank this character? I promise we would rank Banjo. This character actually, okay, take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. Since this character is brand new, I feel like I have a hard time understanding how this character actually works. But I'll probably put him... No, I do not think B tier. I do not think so. Dude, this is so hard. I'm thinking somewhere in C tier. Somewhere in C tier. The thing is, we actually don't have much to base this on. I'll put him here. Oops. I actually could see this character fall a bit as well. His side B is obviously really good. His side B, actually, some people don't know this, but his side B, like if Pichu uppies to ledge, you can like side B and it's always 2 frames. I haven't tested out all recoveries, but it works against some recoveries. So that's clearly a good tool. The side B overall, like for hard reads, can be very good as well. I feel like his grenade is a little bit gimmicky. I actually did watch a lot of the different top players play Banjo yesterday. I watched Tweak, I watched Nairo, I watched Sakurai, and so on. And I feel like a lot of people fall for the grenades over and over and over. Banjo is in the air, he throws the grenade, people don't even try to like get away from it. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but I feel like it's kind of like matchup inexperience showing. Because people keep losing to the move literally the same way over and over and over and over again. His grab game is overrated by a lot of people. People still tell me that down throw up smash is like a kill confirm at 90. It's like, yes, if you're literally putting down your controller, yes. Then that's why people put Kinky Roll as S tier, because they thought down throw was guaranteed into anything at any damage. So, yeah, I feel like people overrate the down throw. If you have good mashing, you're almost never. If you grab someone like, let's say, Cosmos, you're not going to get these punishes. Like, down throw is not a good move. It's incredibly overrated. Incredibly overrated. He also feels quite slow in the air. But I don't know. He's probably one of these characters a little bit like, you know, the Pac-Man duck count characters where it will take time to truly optimize the character. But for now, I'll put him as like mid-tier. But only the future will tell how this character performs. But if I would have to guess, I think it's more likely that he stays C tier or C or D tier than that he moves up to B tier. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, everyone, please let me know what you guys think. I know we got various comments regarding the tier list. This is mainly, you know, done for fun. This is my current opinion of how I look at the characters. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's probably going to be more than one character, you know. There's like okay, this was silly. We know better now. And then another 2 or 3 years from that, again, it's probably going to be like, oh, we know better now. But yeah, this is my current opinion. Mainly, it's used on like how I feel the characters are now, but also like how they're gonna be moving forward, assuming not too many crazy nerfs or buffs. So I'm not only looking at results, even though it can help. Yo, VG Bootcamp, been 11 months. Let's go. Yeah, Game Watch is pretty good. He's pretty good. I could see him move up to A tier as well, but for now, I feel like top of B tier felt pretty reasonable. But yeah, let me know what 5 characters do you agree with the most from S and A tier, because everyone will say like Kirby and King K. Rool. By the way, like these type of character sucks. But let me know what characters in S and A tier. What 5 characters do you agree with the most, or what 5 characters do you disagree with the most? And I'm excited to see how the meta keeps changing. Remember, this game is still not even a year old, so it's still so much we need to learn about. Honestly, all the characters.